Good afternoon. How are you doing today? Bob here. Just trying to set up. We got a new feature. We're going to try to run a different series of different videos relating to various topics, and we're going to call them the Fireside Chat. I don't know, I just thought it was a nice idea to try to incorporate some levity into the situation and have nice ambiance and that kind of stuff as we chat away. What I was really wanting to talk about today, it's been a few lessons that I've been given over the last couple of weeks that have been sort of impactful, and it started with basically my awareness of those lessons. And I think that's a big key for a lot of different things. And we learn a lot of different things from a lot of different ways, whether it be directly or indirectly. And these particular lessons came to me kind of indirectly. But I had the awareness to be able to seize those lessons. And a great mentor of mine, Bob Proctor, I listened and worked through his material and with his company for years, and it culminated actually in, I believe it was 2015. A group of us went to Phoenix, Arizona for a 4-day seminar with him. It was a very intense 4 days. I went to subsequent seminars after that in Toronto and various locations. But that 4 days in Phoenix, Arizona changed a lot of things as I say, in 2015. And the reason I mention that when it relates to awareness is because Bob Proctor that is, Bob always said that once you're aware of something, whether it be a skill or a lesson or whatever that you've learned, once you're aware of it and you don't take advantage of it or use it, then it's a decision, it's a choice. So awareness is a big thing, and through this conversation, I had a big conversation with one of our girls that work with us, and I said that, awareness is the answer to a lot of things. You have to be aware. You have to work with your mind control. You have to be aware of your thoughts and be aware of the circumstances that happen around you so that you can be ready for the lesson that's going to come to you. So I have had a lot of different lessons over the years, but certainly the last few weeks, there's been a certain circumstances that have come together. And I was thinking about it earlier today. I was in the kitchen here actually, and we're doing some food prep work for our post-Christmas trip to the cabin. It may be our first snowshoe in of the season. I'm not sure, depending on how things go. But I was doing some thoughts and preparation for that, and it made me think of the book that I'm reading of Adam Shoalts' Vanished Beyond the Map. It's about an Arctic explorer, Canadian explorer, Hubert Darrell. I've mentioned it before, but I'm reading this for the story, but it's amazing what lessons have come out of it for me. And the big thing that came out of this particular book and this particular lesson this time was the preparation, the persistence, the will to survive, the planning, the execution of the plan, and all of that came of the Arctic explorers. So for instance, when they would be way up in the Arctic, sailing around like through the Beaufort Sea and down into different areas that they were trying to explore. So this is late 1800s, early 1900s. And essentially the Canadian Arctic hadn't really been discovered or charted just yet. So these explorers then would load up wooden ships that were sail. They had no engine, and they would sail these ships into these areas and go absolutely as far as they could into the Canadian Arctic with these ships. And as the ice continued to form, as winter continued to accelerate, they would just become jammed in the ice floe. There they would spend the entire winter frozen in the ice in the boat. So they had all of their food preparation, all of their clothing preparation. I have no idea how they stayed warm, if they had any warmth at all. They would have no wood whatsoever to be able to burn because they're out in the middle of these huge, massive lakes in the Arctic. And so they would spend the entire winter frozen in the ice, waiting for spring to come along so that they can continue their journey. Now, talk about planning and perseverance and preservation and any other acronym word or phrase you'd want to throw in there. And I just thought it was a fantastic lesson for me and for me going forward, working with our staff at the store, working with the people that I work with, working with my children, working with whomever as we go through our daily life, that it's so important to be aware, to plan, and to be have the perseverance to complete that plan and be ready to continue your journey when you're able to. I thought it was a fantastic lesson that came out of that book. It was just so good. Anyway, thank you very much. I just thought it was just a great lesson for me. I thought I'd project it forward, and we're going to continue with these fireside chats as we go along, and hope to have some fun and hope to have you along. Have yourself a great day.